Hi muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit of a heavier one. I want to give a warning first and foremost just of heavier topics and the umbrella term under that. I don't necessarily know what I'm giving the warning for yet, but I have seen headlines, and I told you whenever we're going to talk about 8 passengers that I'm going to give you updates as I get them. And today is apparently going to be the heaviest update yet because it's getting really messy in court. So, as I promised, whenever I get new news on Ruby Frank and 8 passengers, I will bring it to you. This is going to be a little bit of a heavier video. So to start it off, I want to show you my little frog that I got here. I got it at a vintage shop. I'm absolutely loving him. I cannot wait to display him front and center in my kitchen in Manchester. So for the meantime, while we're still in bright... Oh, pick yourself up, queen. For the meantime, he's going to be sitting right here, which is normally Milo's spot, but it's so hot in here that he is not wanting to come in here. Also, I do just want to say as well, thank you so much to everyone for subscribing to the second channel. We hit 50,000 subscribers over there, so thank you so much. We're on vlogging daily day 10 right now, so shout out to everyone. Shout out to the trips. Love you all over there. Let's get to this article. Oh, God. Okay, exclusive. YouTuber mom Ruby Frank appears in court and turns on her children, which is just any way to deflect, I guess, off of herself. I think it's so fucking disgusting that the article is starting like this. The ads on the screen is just a lot going on right now. God, I knew that this... Hold on, this article is so many ads and so distracting. I'm just going to read it to you. YouTuber mom Ruby Frank appears in court and turns on her children, making outrageous claims about their behavior. Oh, so she's flipping it around on them. And claims that their behavior is that of sexual abuse. She's accusing her children of sexual abuse. Ruby Frank was charged with 6 counts of felony child abuse after one of her sons was discovered with open wounds and duct tape on his limbs. The mother of 6 appeared in juvenile court Thursday via video call from jail for a shelter hearing for her 4 minor children. Frank made astonishing claims during the hearing that one of her minor children was essaying one of their siblings. Mother of 6, Ruby Frank sobbed in court as she appeared for a shelter hearing for her 4 minor children to determine custody. Speaking to the public courtroom on Thursday, the Mormon mom at times broke down as she made shocking claims that one of her minor children essayed their sibling and did really bad things, to kind of censor the wording here, to other family members and children in the neighborhood over the years. The popular YouTuber was arrested. This article is shocking already. The popular YouTuber was arrested alongside her business partner Jody last month and charged with 6 counts of felony child abuse after one of her sons was discovered with open wounds and duct tape on their limbs. So... Oh, wait, so that's the son that she's accusing of all this? The one that actually broke through and got her put in prison? Is that the one that she's turned on? Here we have the little beast. Frank, 41, appeared via video from a Utah jail where she remains on no bail hold at least until her next court appearance scheduled for Friday. So she is on no bail. A lot of people were asking in my comment section about that. She is on no bail. YouTuber mom Ruby Frank has been charged with the 6 counts after her 12-year-old son was found with open wounds and duct tape on his limbs. And Frank then made astonishing claims that one of her children were actually essaying the other ones. So here we see the husband, Kevin, wearing a dark suit, sat at a table with his attorney looking straight ahead as his wife made sickening allegations. Okay, so here we see him walking outside of the court. Let me read the rest of this. Jesus Christ. The court hearing by judge lasted just 30 minutes, and inside was Frank's husband Kevin with his attorney Randy Kester. At another table were the state attorneys and what appeared to be Frank's 2 eldest daughters, appearing to be accompanied by an attorney as well. Okay, so the kids, well, 2 of the oldest ones were present. Seeming to pin the blame for her behavior on her children, Frank went into horrific detail about how one of her 6 kids were actually the ones that were abusing the other children. So this is what she's obviously, sorry, I have a cat here. This is obviously what she's being advised as her way out is. She wasn't the one, it was actually the kids. I think that's her way out. Or what she's attempting for her way out to be. She claimed that one of the Frank kids began looking at certain kind of images at just 3 years old. Wait. She's claiming that her kid started looking at porn at 3 years old. But who okay, say that is true, whose fault would that be? The parents. In one of the most shocking claims, Frank said that her child had been essaying a younger sibling for years, adding that eventually the 2 of them began to abuse the other children. She also claimed her 2 children played a patting game with each other, but did not go into further detail. Frank said that in May, her child confessed to essaying 20 people, including cousins and neighbors. However, she has provided no proof of these sickening allegations. What the actual fuck? The court went eerily silent when she made these disturbing claims. The judge then said that her alleged abusive child will then need to be placed in a home with no other children. So, geez. So, let me get this straight. She is coming out with this once her children get enough power to get her taken away from abusing them. But now, she wasn't the one doing anything? The next hearing is for September 15 and a September 18th pre-trial hearing. So then we see the breakdown, 10 a.m., 10 a.m., 10:30, 11, 11:30, 12, 12:30, 1, 1:30, and all the names, depositions, arrangements, review. What the Husband Kevin is pictured outside of a Thursday hearing with his attorney. The court hearing only lasted 30 minutes. The husband sat ahead and looked straight on as his wife made these sickening allegations. In a surprise courtroom move, an attorney who was sitting in the public viewing area stood up and asked the judge to hear details about... In a surprising courtroom move, an attorney who was sitting in the public viewing area stood up and asked the judge to hear details about the things that were happening of another child because a mother of one of the alleged victims was in the courtroom. The judge denied the request, citing that details of the alleged abuse can be heard at a future time. Outside of court, Daily Mail attempted to get a comment from the mother whose kid was allegedly essayed by the Frank child, but they refused to speak. Kevin Frank and his attorney, Randy, left the courthouse about an hour later and gave no comment when asked if he believes his wife's shocking allegations. The attorney said he's been instructed by the court not to comment on the to the press. Out of respect for the children involved, we don't have a comment. The judge told Ruby Frank that if she's released from jail, she will need to attend the hearings in person, and if not, they'll have to accommodate for the transportation. Ruby's eldest daughter, Shari, as we know, was posting about the mother's arrest on Instagram, saying that it needed to happen, and finally, alongside police cars. Ruby Frank, as we know, rose to fame for the strict parenting style, which blew up on YouTube. When asked why she was leaving YouTube, she opted to stop uploading videos, she says, because she wanted to save her kids. In July, she was called out online after video resurfaced of her allowing her daughter to go hungry after the young girl had forgotten to make her own lunch before school. In a video posted in 2020, Ribby said her daughter's teacher had texted her telling her the youngster didn't have anything to eat for lunch. So here we see Ribby and then Jody, so both here on no bail arrest. This is their home. And then this article basically goes into detail about how she would like starve her fucking children. Chat. What is going on? So, my thing is, so she was getting asked questions about her abusing the children, and she was like, let me tell you about what one of my children did. But that doesn't answer what she did. You know what I mean? Like, she's literally getting asked about what she did to these kids, and she's not answering the questions, and instead saying things about the kids. And again, I can't speak on anything before I hear everyone's point of view, including the fucking kids that she's saying are abusers. She's saying her children are abusers. But my full thing is, and I hope I'm not overstepping my boundaries here, so if I get criticism for this next statement that I'm about to make, I will 100% redact it and apologize for it. But for someone who credited themselves on strict parenting, that their kids weren't allowed to leave their bedrooms and eat and drink water and have friends that weren't vetted, how did her child have so much freedom that they would be able to SA everyone in the neighborhood, considering she never let them leave their bedrooms or eat food or do anything without her permission? I don't understand how both can be true at the same time. And again, I hope I'm not overstepping my boundaries here, because I know that we're talking about abuse and allegations, but I believe that she's making it up based on her character, her credibility, and the fact that she literally has gone on the record with saying that everything her children do need to be approved by her. So then how did they have the freedom for many years, apparently, to SA everyone in the neighborhood? You know, that's what she's saying. Everyone in the neighborhood. All of their siblings and everyone in the neighborhood. That doesn't add up with her strict parenting of they're not even allowed to eat a sandwich without her approval. And I'm aware that people in chat are saying that this is a great way for her to buy time, deflect. But let me tell you something. This is not going to work out better for her in the long run. If she, and I believe she is caught making up these allegations, and again, I hope I'm not overstepping my boundaries, but with everything else she's presented with them, it doesn't make sense. In a court of law, her lying about her children even further on a case where she's being accused of abusing her children, the years of her staying in jail are going up and up and up and up and up and up and up. So she's saying that that child was watching porn from 3 years old, but her children weren't even allowed to open the fridge when they got hungry without her approval. So that doesn't add up with her story, okay? That she's very proud of. She's very proud of her parenting. That doesn't add up with her story. Never mind abusing the entire neighborhood. I thought they weren't allowed to leave the house unless you gave them approval. I thought they weren't allowed to do anything without your approval. She is a sick, evil woman, and she will do anything in her control to buy time because she knows she's fucked. She knows she's fucked. And I know that the dad is fighting for custody. And it's like, wasn't the father there present for all of these events too? Yeah, because that was before they would have like split up and went their own ways. I don't think the dad should get custody. I think at this stage, keep these kids away from all of these parents. But, you know, what's his reaction to this? I just think that this is an evil, crooked woman who we're seeing is willing to go to the extreme to try save herself. But this is going to fucking bite her in the ass. Again, I'm not going to say anything further until we hear these kids speak up. But all I'm saying is, based on her credibility, based on things she's done, based on things she's being accused of, her story of raising the kids, these stories don't make sense. And it seems like a very much so case of her children finally had enough power to overthrow her, and she is going to fucking try to destroy them because she knows that at a bare minimum, she's going to jail for many years. What an evil, evil, evil woman. What an evil woman. Evil woman. And we'll leave it there.